Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Blue Cloud Andrew again, continuing on with the anatomy of the ability system in Backbreaker. Again, just as a recap, I think that the ability system is pretty profound. It takes you out of the idea of stats and more so about the players. You know, you think of great players in the NFL that have been a part of the league. You don't think about them in terms of what their stats would be. You think about them in terms of how they affected the game, whereas they didn't call Walter Payton sweetness for no reason, you know? Walter Payton was one of the sweetest runners that you could ever imagine. And in some sense, through the ability system of this game, you can create a pretty good Walter Payton. Granted, they went through the work of recreating Walter Payton for you. Also, something to be noted about the ability system in this game. When was the last time you were able to go online with your created rosters in Madden? I'll wait. Right. You haven't. Why? Because there's not a system that Madden has at this point that allows you to go online with a team that you made. Unfortunately, well, or should I say fortunately, 2K thought about that too. With this ability system, since there really are no default rosters in the game, yeah, they're teams that the creators have put together to face you, but for the most part, when two people are playing live against each other, they're going to be playing with teams and players that they've created based off attributes and abilities, or based off the abilities that the attributes represent. Okay? So with that in mind, let us continue with the idea of these abilities. You're able to go online and play the team that you built yourself, the style of play that you want to play. This lends itself to some of the old school ways of playing video games. It was just you and your friends sitting on the couch and playing against each other. These are the only people that you had to play with. There was no online. You know, with online play, with the advent of that, yes, the tables are far more larger, and you have a larger pool of people to play against, but there's certain rules that have to fall into place in order for fair play to be maintained. And because of Madden's attribute system, where you just pretty much put, dots in wherever you want to do, you can go in and edit guys however you want, and there's no real structure to that, you can't take your teams online. With these abilities, you can. You can take whatever you want online because it's visual concepts saying, okay, well, this buffs this and this buffs that. That's a World of Warcraft term if you don't know what I'm talking about. Buff means this makes this better and this makes that better. So using the example of our third down wide receiver, say Brian Finneran for the Atlanta Falcons, you've got the third down guy. The receiver is clutch. Clutch is another ability that heightens your player's skill level in certain situations that are considered clutch. Fourth downs, fourth quarters, big plays, the game knows. It calls these into effect. So clutch is an ability too. With this ability, third down, you gain clutch in certain situations, in third down situations, which can work, to your advantage. You may get the clutch ability, and a clutch moment may never happen in the game. But when it does happen, it's going to activate. Whereas with third down, man, you're going to get the clutch ability every third down if it happens. Okay, and you're on the field, you're going to get it every third down. So some people may say, hey, Mr. Third Down might be a better buy than going and getting the clutch ability or something like that. You see what I'm saying? You're seeing how these abilities work now, how the strategy plays into the game. So we take our third down receiver, say Brian Finneran gets third down receiver, and possession receiver. Receiver's particularly talented at running short routes. All right, more often than not, third down possession receivers are going to be catching what? 4 yard, 5 yard, 6 yard, little cuts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be getting attributes in two different places at the same time, building my guy. You know what I mean? This bonus helps this bonus in specific situations. I hadn't moved an attribute point yet, but I'm still getting a clear picture as to what the hell I want to have on the field. Do you see the beauty in it? Do you see the sense in it? It's not an attribute system where you sit there and just mindlessly put in, oh, well, I just want to make him a beast. So 99 strength, and he's a lineman. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there's nothing personal about it. But with this, I've just sat here and thought about a situation where both of these abilities will be viable to aid each other. Okay? That's what the attribute system is about. And you know what? I can take that strategy online. That's gaming, folks. That's bang for your buck. You know, you can sit here and think about how you put together your guys, not based on just mindless, meaningless numbers, but based on your concept and idea of how football is represented on the field of play. It's a very interesting and different kind of crop of people who like these kinds of video games. This goes beyond football. It goes beyond Madden. It goes beyond your camp. Again, I say, I am of no camp, okay? I am a gamer, and to me, anyone that considers themselves a gamer will understand and appreciate the merits of this game, regardless of whatever camp you're in. To go on record and say that this form of football is fundamentally flawed, to me, again, shows a very, very acute short-sightedness that, for whatever reason, is prevalent in just our economy today. People are very underinformed about the things that they're fighting against. You see what I'm saying? If you're checking out my videos, again, I express to you, go out and try it yourself. Prove me wrong. Because unlike a lot of people on YouTube, to be proved wrong to me, there's no sense of failure. Okay? I learned something. You know what I mean? And if we're all trying to get the dopest game, the dopest football game out there, we got to give props to who's doing something interesting and innovative. Remember, when the attributes were first introduced in football video games back in, say, the early 90s, nobody really gave it much of a thought. They just assumed that, hey, now I can control the attributes that I've always thought were there. Now I can make guys who I want to make them. This ability system that 2K was fiddling with never even really got off the ground. Let me remind you, this was the only game that they ever released. Could you imagine how many abilities there would be now if this game had had 2 more iterations between then and now? There could be hundreds of these. You know what I mean? That a lot of people may have had some say-so in getting put together. You know, going on the forums and say, hey, how about this ability, this player? How about this ability, this ability, this ability? It could go on forever. You know what I mean? As long as it's based in trying to put football representation in a video game product when it's on the field of play. Again, one of the real reasons why this game didn't sell is, of course, because of the NFL license, which is, we all know, just money. Let's just put it where it is, folks. The reason why this game didn't make it was because of money. On both ends, you know, money on the end of the competition and money on the end of 2K, when they didn't feel like, you know, the money sink was worth going back and attempting. They did it for the fans. This is a game, I believe, that was truly done for the fans. It's dripping fan all over it. You know what I mean? We don't have a license. We went out and got a whole bunch of old school players that fans remember and respect for the fans. We're giving you a system that is detached from the sort of automaton aspect of creating players. We made a game that is completely individualized from team, you know, from team names or letters or to colors and attributes. They made this game for the fans, man, and a lot of fans really love this game. If you can't get it, then you probably weren't really a fan from the beginning. So I challenge you, hey, spend $5. Check this game out for a week. Despite my comments, don't go out and get it just because I told you to. Go out and get it because maybe something that I said and maybe something that you see in the video sparked an interest. Spend $5 at GameStop and get it. If you don't like it, take it back. But at least, you know what I mean, you open up to something interesting and new, and you did it for yourself, and not just because some talking head such as myself or any of us YouTube nutcases are saying. You're making decisions based on your own ideas, and that's the point. You know what I mean? Anyway, Blue, I'm out.